elementary tree. Oh my goodness. Whew. Oh, hey buddy. How you doing? You're in my chair. I'm so sorry. Let me just. There you go. Hello there. Kyle Katarn here. Merry Christmas Eve, everyone. Sorry I'm running so late. I had Skelly Bones covering for me. I hope he didn't say anything too inappropriate. How's it going? How's it going? Oh my goodness. I don't know who's been in here doing weird stuff. My desk is all messed up. Hang on. Hey, that's not nice. Okay, he can't control whether he's alive or not. Oh man. What do you mean Grogu? Did Grogu show up or something? I don't understand that part. Hey, thank you. Yeah, I got this thing in the Aran Islands in the shout out. Love them. I need to get another one actually. You know, I always understood that that's what the X and Xmas stood for, was X-Wings, right? Maybe I don't understand it, but that's what I've always thought. Episode 5 of Skeleton Crew. You know, this is pretty awesome. It is Christmas Eve and it's Skeleton Crew Day. Like, we're all getting a present this time around, and I think that's pretty cool. I liked episode 4 a lot. It's weird. Like, we stayed in the same location the whole time, and while it doesn't really feel like much happened, we got so much detail and information about the overarching plot and about this mystery about At-Aten itself, and that is awesome. This whole idea of a sister planet, like we've got like a control and experimental, and like what went wrong on At-Akron that they did right on At-Aten? Was it pure luck that they survived and the other ones didn't? I mean, it seems like we're getting like a child-centric episode. Like each of the kids gets their own episode where they're centered around. Last time it was definitely Neil. Like KB had a focus. Wim had the first like full 2 episodes. So I'm wondering if tonight's going to be like more of a Fern episode, and we're going to like learn more about her, possibly about her relationship with her mom. If it was up to me, I want a pirate episode. That's what I want. I want to learn about Brutus. All right, what's his motivation? Let's see the story about young Brutus as a pup, you know, having something tragic happen to him. Then we learn why he is the way he is. That's what I want to see. I have been reacting to Dune Prophecy. I would just say I have recorded myself watching Dune Prophecy. I have not turned that footage into reactions yet, but it's on the list. It's gonna happen. I watched the finale last night, and I've got some thoughts, man. I've got some thoughts. I will just say that one shot of the highliner, I like shouted and like stood up off the. Oh man, it was crazy getting to see that lensing effect in space. And, all right, we're mixing up our sci-fis here. We're talking Skeleton Crew tonight. That's my main question at this point too. You know, it's pretty confirmed for me that these kids are going to make it back to At-Aten, and I'm sure the treasure is going to be the friends we made along the way. Like, this is just cheesy enough that they could actually like pull that out and it would work for the story. So that would be hilarious if they did do that. But like, what if the supervisor is actually just a skeleton in a chair, much like Skelly Bones over there, who's now laying on the ground? I'm so sorry. I'll get you somewhere more comfortable to sit in just a minute. He's not happy. But what if that's also the supervisor, right? Someone who died generations ago, and there's just automated droids keeping things going. Like, we haven't really seen any adults other than, you know, the parents directly of these kids. And while they all seem to have jobs that are involved in the administration of the planet, none of them seem to really understand what's going on, or Fern's mom, I'm forgetting her name. She's the undersecretary of the Department of the Supervisor. So that sounds like pretty high up in the chain. Like, that's just from the appearances of it. And yet she seems like she's entirely in the dark as to what's actually happening. And so I wonder if anyone knows what's happening. And maybe they're all Farah. Thank you. Her name is Farah. We don't know the identity of the supervisor, and I'm beginning to suspect that no one does. No one's spoken to. And it's, yeah. The skeleton in the chair theory is becoming more likely to me. It's very Wizard of Oz. Like, I'm getting such a man behind the curtain kind of vibe with all this. Like, oh, the supervisor has decided this, and the supervisor decided that. I mean, thinking machines See, now we're crossing back over into Dune again. No, totally. It could be like a supercomputer or like a brain in a jar or like, Futurama style, but turned into a machine. Anything is really possible. Hey, don't give spoilers out. Don't give it away yet. A Willy Wonka type character? Expand on that a little bit. Like, you mean he's doing something that's like that's otherwise like it's actually innocuous, but from the outside, like there's plenty of reasons to be suspicious of what's actually happening. But he's actually on the level. That's what you're thinking? I'm not sure I understand what you mean by Willy Wonka. Or maybe I have a strange impression of Willy Wonka. I don't know. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I think that's very possible. That's the other thing about this is that like this show really has a strong case of unreliable narrator because we're seeing everything through the lens and through the perspective of these children who don't know anything about the galaxy. So I feel like we are being given some things that are not factual, and we're taking them at face value because they want us to, because that's what the kids are doing. So sort of put us in their mindset. But I think that things will be revealed, and it's going to turn out that we, the audience, have been lied to, and things are actually different. There'll be some sort of a massive twist in that way because that's very much part of the genre as well, and that helps make us feel like we are, along there with the kids in terms of like we don't know what to expect around any corner because the whole galaxy is alien to us. I actually don't know who the showrunners off the top of my head. John Watts and Christopher Ford are the showrunners of Skeleton Crew. John Watts and Christopher Ford. And the cast is Jude Law, Ravi Cabot Conyers, Ryan Kiera Armstrong, Kiriana Crater, Robert Timothy Smith, and Nick Frost. Nick Frost is killing it, by the way. SM33, so much fun to watch, and what a like fantastic like puppetry performance too. Like that's why it's so cool. He looks so real because he's really there. He's really doing that stuff. No, it's awesome. The fact that he does like the rock'em sock'em robot fists, like that's how he punches. Go gadget haymaker. Like it's so good. It's so good. Yeah, the kids are evil. That's Neil's been a Sith Lord all along. That's going to be the real reveal. No, I'm sure the kids aren't evil. And that was kind of the point that Neil was trying to impress upon the girl on at Akron too. I forget her name. Is that like, you're just kids, there's an innocence that kids deserve to have that like was lost on that planet. And I feel like because that girl and like because they grew up in that society, like they didn't even consider the fact of what they were missing. And Neil kind of was able to like give her a window into that. Man, he grew up so much in that episode, and I find myself very proud of this little blue dude. The way he threw the rock at SM33, like Neil from episode 1 would never. He would have been terrified to do that. Like he's already grown up quite a lot. Thank you. Her name was Hana. That's correct. Hana. I remember now. Rand, thanks for stopping by, dude. I'll see you on the other side. It is, speaking of which, we are like T-minus 5 minutes until the episode drops. He hasn't, has he? He really hasn't. And it makes you wonder, is it real? It's been confirmed that he's force sensitive, but like, that doesn't give me a satisfying answer to your question. Like, why hasn't he continued to use it? You'd think that if you were force sensitive enough to be able to like do these little tricks, you would lean into that and you would utilize it as often as you can, especially being like an unscrupulous guy, like a pirate and a thief. But then the more I think about it, like, this is during a time when the Jedi were so heavily persecuted and hunted down and killed that you would want to bury your force sensitivity. And like Kenobi said in the Kenobi series, like, you want to just bury it deep down and pretend it was never there because it's too dangerous. It's too dangerous to be on the radar of Inquisitors. The thing is, like, at this point, and maybe that's why now in Skeleton Crew he uses it at all. It's because the Empire has fallen, and in the time of the New Republic he feels more secure doing that. But again, he's not really doing that. He did it one time just to sort of impress the kids. And also, I can't I can't shake the fact that they had the little clicky sound effect when he like used the force to make the lights turn off. Like he fully used a remote in his hand. Like it was smoke and mirrors. And I know that it's been confirmed by StarWars.com that he is force sensitive. So I don't know what to believe when it comes to Jod. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, he's Broom Boy's dad. There we go. It all makes sense. It all comes full circle. You know, this is Digi. This is the first year that I feel somewhat satisfied with the wrap job I did on the presents. I'm terrible at wrapping. There's always like many pieces of tape. I usually like tear at least one piece and have to start over, or like I'll cut out a little patch, like cover a hole because the piece wasn't big enough. It's always a struggle. But this year I did really well. This year I wrapped some really nice presents, and I only messed up like a handful of times, and I used minimum amounts of tape. So yeah, I'm actually pretty proud of myself. But then again, they were all like squares and rectangles. They were all super easy shapes to wrap. So I made it easy on myself. I didn't buy anyone any weird shaped gifts this year. That's the thing. The distracting the guards one. I've watched that episode like 3 times, and I keep going back and forth on whether I believe in it or not, because you're a pirate. You've been on this asteroid a really long time in this jail. Like you're gonna get really familiar with the creaks and groans and like when they happen. And so like he could have even like gotten it down to like, I know there's gonna be a big groaning sound in like 5, 4, 3, 2, takes advantage of that for the guards or something. I don't know. See, the reason I keep going back and forth on it is that why would the guards then react to the sounds? Because wouldn't they also be really familiar with the sounds of the environment and like it wouldn't even register to them? I don't. Yeah, see, I really don't know. They've got me. They've got me with this one. I'm not one of those people that is against the idea of there being more force sensitive characters outside of Jedi and Sith, like in contemporary canon. I like it's not a problem to me. Give me as many Order 66 survivors as you want. Like, yes, we've seen Order 66 a painful amount of times at this point. But if it gives us more Jedi characters to work with and telling these stories and making them like fun and exciting, I'm good with it. It's fine by me, you know. We treat this stuff very historically, but it's not actual history. And so there isn't really a right or a wrong when it comes to people inventing fiction. So if you want to give me more Jedi characters, I'll take them. If you want to farm them from like pre-existing Legends characters and transpose them into canon, then absolutely I'll take it. That would be best case scenario. And if Jod turns out to be one of them, because we know his name's not really Jod, and we know it's not Crimson Jack either. Crimson Jack is canon. Crimson Jack is very different physically from this guy. So if people want nonfiction fiction, they should just become history buffs, because that's what they really want, is just history, you know. It's fun to treat it like a historical timeline, but because it is fictional, constantly being changed and revised in a way that history isn't really, you know. And not to say that history doesn't get revised, like that's a whole thing. But in terms of Star Wars, like it's constantly being written, and they're filling in gaps, not necessarily in chronological order either. So we're learning new things about long ago time periods. Yeah, exactly. It's from a long time ago, therefore it's historical. it checks out, like Neil says, that checks out. I said that too. I said that in one of my reactions. That's one of my theories too. As soon as he gets back, he's going to ask her out. It's going to be great. He's found his courage now. And I think that we're going to get like the full-blown 80s trope too, of like while the kids are having this like adventure and finding themselves and coming of age, the parents are also going to like go on their own mini adventure of like finding out what happened, getting to the bottom of what's happening on the planet. And like it's so after school special, and it's so cheesy, but I love it every time. Like the dad's going to realize he needs to spend more time at home. Like Vera's going to realize that she's too hard on Fern. Like it's going to tighten and strengthen the relationships between all the family members. And I just hope that we get like a hugging montage and everything at the end. Like they go full bore with it, like lean into it, you know, make it cheesy, because the show, like the genre is really asking for it. You know, I feel like it is. Yeah, man. Oh damn, it's 6:01. The reaction video is underway. Let's go. I'm sure Bendu's waiting for me on the other channel. It's time, folks. Skeleton Crew episode number 5. I am hyped. We're all hyped. It's Christmas Eve. There's a lot going on. I can't wait to see you on the other side. Let's go enjoy some Star Wars together. Thanks for watching, everyone. May the Force be with you. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. And I'll see you on the other side.